Right, barbarians before I can proceed to the far north, obviously. Scenario 5, the Giants Pass. The barbarian despot in this area is as yet ignorant of your presence. Quickly, build up your forces before you are discovered and attacked. Secure the region by subduing all enemy forces. The most straightforward of objectives. I have the Other Alliance, the Breastplate, and the Wood bonus. I do receive wood every week. And I get a choice between 2,000 pieces of gold, the Power Axe, or Defense plus 2. I think Defense plus 2 is the most prudent of choices over here. It may serve one well in the long term, although you are supposed to rush, one would presume. But I think even in the short term, it helps you avoid attrition in terms of troops. So I'm going to stick with this. The map is positively tiny. But I don't mind that. We start out with Hector the Knight. He's got defense all the way up to 10, because the breastplate increases it by 5. I may have overdone it a bit. But the tiniest of bits. Alright then, there are plenty of resources scattered about. I'll make use of them shortly. What can I get at the castle? First of all, I need to get the statue. Anything else? Not necessarily for the immediate future, but... Actually, no, I am looking for something to erect in the immediate future. That's exactly what I am after. Alright, what do I want to build in the immediate future other than the statue? I guess I have the archery range and the blacksmith. The next step would be the armory. After which point I'll get the jousting arena. No surprises there whatsoever. Let's get the statue now. To keep on generating additional resources. Do I actually want to recruit archers into this silly little army of mine? I'll have to upgrade them later, and that might prove to be more costly than just recruiting the upgrade units outright, but I think it might just be worthwhile. I don't know, this is a solid army, considering the fact that I have a couple of pikemen. The ultimate artifact is really the ultimate book of knowledge. Is there actually an ultimate artifact on this map? I have no idea. I could also hypothetically... Yes, recruit the pikemen. Notably, as far as this particular castle is concerned, first of all, you only need gold to recruit the level 6 unit after upgrading it, which is a big deal. And second of all, every single unit over here can be upgraded, except for the peasants. Which is quite interesting, but it also makes my choices here a smidgen more difficult. Do I actually want the unupgraded versions? How much is it to get the armory next turn? Just 2k. I should be able to afford that, even if I make these necessary purchases. I would gladly take a secondary hero to collect all of these resources, but I don't think that's a particularly bright idea. Might be a waste. Of course, it's tempting to collect gold, but I basically never do that. On principle, I always collect experience, which may be at the expense of actually winning from time to time. Leadership and Advanced or Diplomacy and Basic? Diplomacy and Basic wouldn't be half bad now, would it? But I think I'll take Leadership for those extra turns. Logistics and Basic or Diplomacy? Give me Logistics. After all, they are arguably the most important skill you can acquire in this particular game. And of course, it is said that amateurs think about tactics and strategy and all that. But real pros think about logistics. And that's what I'll be thinking about in this particular context, logistics. Well, the armory is mine. Of course, that's the unupgraded version, as always. And I will not be able to get the jousting arena. Hello, the flame. It is, as always, very nice to see you. I have my doubts about streaming this sort of level, actually. But I think I should manage to at the very least get something done in an hour, and I don't think I'll take less than an hour to beat it, so I might as well consider other possibilities, and I will soon have to switch anyway. Although to what, I am as of yet unsure. Might just be blood for all I know. It's the simplest thing to continue. Estates or ballistics on advanced? Let's take estates. I might as well get that gold as early on as possible. Pathfinding or mysticism? Pathfinding makes more sense on a knight. And there we go, collecting the wood. In front of us is a lot of goblins. I did not open the thing on the side, so I can't remember how many that is. Hold on, lots of goblins, lots of goblins. Is that between 25 and 49? A hold is from 100, right? Lots, lots, lots. Is it the one before the hold? 50 to 99? I really should learn this by now. I should have learned it by now. But I haven't. But the good news is I can Alt-Tab and it doesn't crash the game. It really is wonderful news. Right, let's open this up to this side. And as far as the website is telling me on the side, lots of a given unit is between 20 and 49. A hold is between 50 and 99. Shocking. But fair enough. Apparently a throng is from 100 to 249. I guess I don't really attack throngs most of the time. And I guess I should memorize the first few. So few, several, pack, lots, and hold. This is just lots, so it's between 20 and 49. I really should have no difficulty dispatching them. As a matter of fact, they decide to flee. I might as well kill them for the experience. Look at this. As they are spread out on the battlefield, it tends to make an even less of an impression. Two stacks of 11 and one stack of 10. It really doesn't seem like much. Whereas a single stack of 32 might make some sort of impression on me. Indeed, indeed. But I think I've gotten better at it. Now, back in the day, I would have been so paranoid of essentially fighting anything. But no, I definitely need to be more brave. I've definitely come a long way. I used to have such a horribly defensive mindset, and that leads nowhere. Because, of course, in most games, if you focus on defense, you ultimately lose, because you need to expand, unless you're under attack. It's this whole rock, paper, scissors in RTS idea. Although I guess in this case it's not necessarily RTS. That if you're getting attacked, you need to defend. Now, if the enemy is defending, you need to expand. Now, if the enemy is expanding, you need to attack. Makes perfect logical sense. Mostly in StarCraft. Not necessarily here as much. But still, it does make perfect sense. Right, I can't recruit an additional hero, but I have secured the gold mine, which will have a reasonably sizable impact. Might as well just end the turn instead of talking over absolutely nothing happening. And right there is an observation tower. Might as well reveal. And of course, yes, you need to make those decisions quickly in an RTS. That's part of the fun of it. Actually, it has been argued that that's basically the whole point of it, as far as RTSs are concerned. It was a brilliant and fascinating argument, I do recall, made by Day 9, that the fact that StarCraft 1 has these clunky controls is actually largely the point, is actually what makes the skill gap noticeable. Because it forces you to keep a couple of things in mind and then execute them manually, then immediately switch your attention to something else. And the idea of that being the crucial skill in an RTS game just blew my mind. You'd think that would just be a minor annoyance. Now, let's think about this for a moment, though. I need 3 crystals and 6 units of wood. If I spend wood right now, I'll not be able to get this week. Is there any chance at all for me to get more crystals? I'll get back to my tangent momentarily, don't you worry about that. It's not like this game contains a lot to do. Oh, and by the way, as far as I can tell, over to the north there will be the barbarians in these snowy lands, and everything to the south is ripe for the taking. I don't see any crystals, so this is going to be a smidgen difficult. I don't see any crystal mines either, so I either have to trade for them or find them elsewhere. That's horrible. Well, in that case, I might as well invest in upgrades. Anyway, as I was saying, it absolutely blew my mind that StarCraft may actually be about all those things one might instinctively perceive as annoying. Yeah, it absolutely does. But then again, one might immediately think of a counter-argument, as in, what's the point in the game being annoying on purpose? Why would you have that, though? Would it not still be fun for you to have all of these things taken care of, for you not have to worry about the game being clunky, and for you to actually make meaningful decisions? The ones that are fun, the ones that should not be automated away for you. And that is a very sound argument to make, but at the same time, turns out in some cases that's not really as much of a problem. I mean, yes, but that just means that it became such a brilliant game by accident. Because yes, they've ultimately designed the game the way they did, but it turns out that that sort of a design lends itself to an amazing competitive scene. Even though it seems like all of those parts are annoying. By the way, look at this, look at this. See this marked in white, as in unflagged? Yeah, that's the white bit on the blue bit. Just like previously there was a red bit on the green bit, I believe. Annoying. But yes, they couldn't make it any better. So it obviously wasn't intentional, but at the same time, the fact that the game was made about switching context and keeping a lot of things in mind and then executing them. And on top of that, the fact that even pros forget these tiny things from time to time. They're not perfect. Especially when... especially if it's not at the very beginning of the game, when they can focus on macroing up and all that, and everything is basically perfect, down to the worker splits. But it all falls apart when they have to focus simultaneously on a couple of encounters on the map on one hand, and on the other hand, on desperately trying to either pump out workers, all forces, and they have to ultimately rally them to particular places. Even the pros sometimes, I don't know, leave their units in a place, forget about them, or send the wrong batch of units to go to a given place, or forget to main the drones or something like that. It's incredible. Well, I mean, obviously asymmetric gameplay is a part of it. But it's at the same time, that's... what I'm talking about is more of a conversation on the comparison between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. And there is an argument to be made, and it has been made, by Day9 in particular, as... well, exactly the way I'm retelling it right now, that StarCraft 1 may be a better game precisely because of all these tiny annoyances that are absolutely gone in StarCraft 2. That in spite of the fact that it would seem intuitive, that to get rid of all of these things that seem completely useless and detrimental to the gameplay, is to get rid of the very thing that decides, that makes the game a battle of wits, essentially. Once again, instinctively, I was against the argument. I figured, my goodness, I love multiple building selection. It's so convenient. It makes the game so much simpler and easier for a mere mortal like me to handle. But then again, that doesn't detract from the point that it very well may be that StarCraft 1 is a better game, at the very least for esport. At the very least as far as creating a skill disparity between people that can be measurable and seen quite viscerally. Even though it seems like the decisions they are making aren't that meaningful. It's not about making decisions, so it's not about the strategy. It's about the little things. It's about having the attention span, the short-term memory. That's what it boils down to. It seems undignified, but at the same time, there's no shame in that. There are all sorts of very basic skills that we still cherish in people, aren't there? Swimming isn't that advanced as far as being, I don't know, an intellectual pursuit. And of course it's not an intellectual sport, but at the same time, being as simple as it is, we appreciate the fact that some people are better and some people are worse at it. Well, actually, no. The pros were able to adapt to StarCraft 2 remarkably well, because it's largely the same sort of game loop. It's not the same game exactly, but it's samey enough. Earth Summoning Altar, or not? Do I actually have the money to buy some elementals? Should I actually be doing this? Should I be here? I would love to get Pinehurst under my control. Oh, but what if the opposition in Pinehurst is too mighty? See, this is this defensive mindset once again. I would like to come back to the castle, pick up reinforcements, and make it safer for myself to conquer this. No. I need to push onwards and conquer. That's what I need to do. Oh, and by the way, a trading post. That could help me get those crystals I wanted. See? The defenders over here are paltry, pathetic. Easy to overcome and subdue. But there's always that bit of fear at the back of my mind. What if the forces are mighty? What if I can't manage? I obviously can manage. It's obviously gonna be fine. But there's always that lingering fear. 2 archers have been lost. Big deal. I just got another city under my control. Can I grow this to a castle? No. No, on principle, it's impossible to grow this to a castle. But I can recruit a couple of archers and pikemen. Exactly the sort of units I already have in the glorious unupgraded versions. Well then. I might just take them on board. Do you think I should recruit the peasants? Do you? Well, I even get a statue, so this tiny little town generates quite a lot of gold. I'm not sure how much gold a town generates in general. Yeah, I'll leave the peasants in town. It's of course not because they would slow me down or that they are a waste of gold. I just want to keep them safe. I don't want to get them into harm's way. It's better for everyone, really. Does he have a spellbook? No, he does not. I could try to recruit some elementals. That would be cute and everything, but I think a bigger priority is to head over the... I don't think I can... Can I take on lots of elves? Lots of elves. That's between 20 and 49, and that's a tier 4 unit. I don't have any. I might, but I would sustain some losses, I think. Elves join me! I have the Elven Alliance! What's wrong with me? Of course they join me! Oh, see, this is the issue. Once again, short-term memory. It should have been so obvious. Elven Alliance. Actually, this isn't even a problem with short-term memory. This is like the onset of dementia. Obviously. Obviously, it has been mentioned quite explicitly in the intro. Okay, fine, it's not the onset of dementia, because in that case I wouldn't be able to recapitulate the exact reason why the elves will join me. So fine, maybe I'm not that far gone yet, but still, it is quite embarrassing to not recall that. Of course I have the Elven Alliance. That's the whole point of playing through the other path in the previous mission, which is what I'm doing right now. Replaying the other branch. Ah yes, I'll farm so I can get 8 more peasants a week. I don't think that's worthwhile. Oh dear, is there anything I want over here? I don't think I can get the cathedral anytime soon, because once again I need those crystals. Do I need the Thieves Guild? Do I want the Thieves Guild? I don't think I want anything over here at all. The fortifications are nice for defenses. Actually, I could get a secondary hero. And yes, recruit Medusas and also flag the sawmill. Possibly recruit what I have here, lug it around on a secondary hero, and collect the resources early on. The more I think about it, the better of an idea it seems. Once again, I may be horribly, gruesomely wrong, but let's try it out. Okay, I'm probably wrong. I don't have the movement points, I don't have the army. But yes, the elves will join me. Obviously they will. Tyro really looks like a knight from his portrait. Yes, I can see the determination on his face. Obviously he's on my side and not one of the barbarians. As we approach the group of elves, the leader calls them all to attention. He shouts to them, "Who of you is brave enough to join this fearless ally of ours?" The group explodes with cheers as they run to join your ranks. And thus I get 32 elves. A leprechaun wants to sell me a shield for 3k gold and 5 wood. Not the worst of deals. Gimme. I can't afford... I barely cannot afford it. Fine. Do I want to attack the pack of Ogre Lords? Yeah, dear. Do I want to recruit the Medusas? Decisions, decisions. I think I would rather deliver reinforcements to Hector over there. I'm so incredibly indecisive at times. No, fine. Let's just take the stock units from back over there. Let's also save the gold. And purchase the shield soon enough. There we go, the shield is mine. Now let's go west. Play it safe, not aggro the barbarians quite yet. I'll take my sweet time. And next turn, as soon as I get my reinforcements, I will head on out, attack the Ogre Lords, and then flag... There's nothing to flag here. Oh dear. Fine, whatever. I'll take all of these resources. It's quite a few Ogre Lords. Can I actually overcome... Oh dear. Yeah, that's quite a few Ogre Lords. They are reasonably mighty. I might be able to manage, mostly because of the champions over here. Arguably one of the most important skills in this game is getting a feel for these sorts of things. Being able to tell if you can actually overcome a given army, or if indeed you should worry and refuse to engage them in combat. Making estimates, in other words. Fine. Move on back. I guess I will overcome them, although with losses. And significant ones at that. Arguably acceptable. Of course, I felt fairly confident because I had a tier 5 unit, but no, I've lost 7 rangers and 3 champions. Still fine. Let's take estates. I want the extra gold. And what, fight lots of gargoyles? With this paltry army? No, let's get more reinforcements. As far as Hector is concerned, let's get the experience. I'm tempted to get the archery. I love getting the archery, but there aren't that many archers as far as this faction is concerned, are there? Yeah, this map seems trivial, and I've explored basically all of it by now. Might be done very soon. I might end the stream early today, we'll see. Should I even take archery in these sorts of circumstances when the only units I'll ever get that are ranged are my faithful rangers? Well, and of course, the elves. Yes, I presumably should take archery. If at the very least, as a nod to the elves. Rangers shoot twice. Indeed they do. The unupgraded elves shoot once, which is a pity. But at least I have them on my side. Okay, I am about to be attacked very soon. Let's deal with this pack of nomads quickly. Do I want to chase them? Do I want to slay them for experience? Yes, I do. The nomads are reasonably powerful, but they're no match for me. Especially with all the elves and the archers. Now, alas, the archers are unupgraded. But I'll fix that soon enough. No losses whatsoever. And of course, I do get the experience out of that fight. Let's head on over here. And get the reinforcements. Can't get the cathedral anytime soon. Once again, I will have to trade resources. But I think it's more of a priority to actually recruit what can be recruited and to deliver all of those units to my primary hero in order for him to be able to overcome his foes. Rather than waste time on acquiring some paladins right now. Is it really that much of a priority? I don't know. Rushing a tier 6 unit seems fairly useful most of the time. I don't think I have the gold for that though. Nope, not really. So I'll be getting that next week anyway. There's no point in visiting the temple. What, do I want the bonus in order to be able to fight the gargoyles? Let's visit the gazebo first, then receive reinforcements. Then be done. Well, I won't be done anytime soon now, will I? This is a bit of a conundrum because it's day 7, so next week's reinforcements will be available next week. I could hypothetically send all those units over there to Hector. I don't think there's much of a point. Fine, let's just end the turn. The barbarians are coming. Scouting or luck? Let's take luck on basic. Recruit everything that's available, as always. Well, everything I can, anyway. Now, let's take those unupgraded archers and do absolutely nothing with them because I don't have the gold. Brilliant. I might just trade for resources over here. I know that I want the cathedral and all that, but I think I can generate enough... you know what, actually... The cathedral just requires lumber and crystals, that's it. So let's trade away all the ore. All the sulfur and the gems. I won't be able to get the mage guilds easily. How much gold do I need? 7.8k. And the mercury. Yes, indeed, but I don't think I'll have enough. I think I'll have to wait until next turn anyway. At which point do I actually want to trade away all the resources? Now, considering the fact that Hector is stuck here anyway... Oh, right, I forgot to take these unupgraded pikemen off of him. Might as well give him some of the units. Oh, by the way, he already has a single slot taken, so I needn't worry about the paladins for now if I want to keep the elves. Fine, let's just end the turn. Recruit, upgrade, possibly trade resources. I still don't have anywhere near enough. Fine. Let's trade basically everything I can. Until I actually do have an... I still do not have enough. My goodness, this is incredible. Fine, let's trade away 30 units of gold. How much do I need to upgrade these guys? 2.3k. Fine, let's trade away all the wood. Alas, alas, I can't upgrade all the pikemen. Unless I start trading away crystals, which would be horrible. No, let's not go that far. Fine. Let's deliver the rangers and the upgraded pikemen. That ought to be enough. That ought to tide him over. It ought to be as much as he needs, at least for now. Oh my, that rock always looks so suspicious. It looks interactive. It looks as if you could do something with it. As if it's a stone tablet of some description or something mildly useful, but no. No, of course it isn't. Looks like a helmet, does it? It looked like a sack to me. A grey sack. Filled with some sort of a resource. Oh, here comes Josh. On his way to take my stuff away. Well, well, well. I could head on over here, pick up the scroll, gain a level and all that, but I think it would be more prudent for me actually head on over here and retake Pinehurst soon enough. Well, unfortunately, units cannot be recruited and will be taken over by the enemy. Should I head from the north or from the south? It doesn't matter at this point because I don't have the movement points anyway. But yes, I have been spotted. And so it begins. I'll need to act quickly. The good news is I'll be able to upgrade these guys, recruit the remaining rangers, bemoan the fact that I still have to trade resources in order to acquire much of anything. Still not get all the rangers, but deliver some reinforcements to Hector. Well, here he goes. His logistics leave a lot to be desired. I wish he had more movement points, but alas, alas. 2 rangers remaining here. Not much in terms of structures I want to acquire, and my secondary hero is largely useless at this stage. Look at Ergan over there. He's got a reasonably impressive army, although at this point I can still take that on. And if I can, since I can, I presumably ought to. Oh no. Now Josh has a pack of elementals on his side because he decided to recruit them and I decided not to. That's on me. Shouldn't have let him. But I still can break through, especially with all the defense I have. Ah yes, the Disrupting Ray, the beloved spell of the AI. Don't they just adore it? Because it's a permanent debuff! It affects units for the rest of the game. I don't know, should I have targeted the unupgraded trolls instead of the orcs? No clue. Let's actually focus the other elementals. The other juicy target. Deal with the trolls and block them at the same time. Oh, excellent. Finish off the other elementals, thank goodness. Away they go. Can I actually slay this guy without him being able to run away? Yes, I can. No losses have been sustained, so... those other elementals did not really help him sufficiently, now did they? Now let's retake Pinehurst and start dealing with the foes to the north. I don't think I have much time to wait. Presumably, if I let the foes be, they'll just snowball. And that's the last thing I want. I have no idea what resources they have at their disposal. What do I think about Alone in the Dark? Well, I have mentioned it already. It's just bad. I had the intense impression that it was this amazing classic of a game. It was absolutely brilliant. And I was thoroughly disappointed. Ah yes, because of the early 3D, right? The first 3D survival horror game on PC. Yeah, that's it's nice and everything, but once again, early 3D games, the low poly games of yore really do not impress me. Yeah, yeah, once you know what you have to do, it's a very short game, thank goodness. And reasonably early on, I did look up what I needed to do. Shamelessly. Because I started playing that on Halloween, and I believe in the days following that, I just continued. Because I wanted it to be over. And thus, I did reach the end. Anticlimactic. But still, I believe I've made my point in video 0, outlining all the numerous flaws this game has. And to my credit, I pointed out the fact that the early 3D graphics are not why I dislike the game. There are plenty of low-poly games out there with early 3D. You can't blame them because they were doing the best they could. They literally could not have done any better because of the constraints. This is a DOS game. How am I what sort of standards do I have for 3D in a DOS game? They've tried their best, but no, there are certain design decisions that are just... they're just bad, to put it simply. For instance, the fact that you can go to the front door and just die. That's BS. Obviously, you'll get the impression that that's at least the sort of thing you should try. It's just one of those things that seem fairly obvious. You try that in Resident Evil 1, first of all, you know that there's a reason why you should avoid it. The first time you try it, you are told explicitly, if you tried very early on, that you shouldn't do that. And then if you try it later on recklessly regardless, you don't just die, you get mildly inconvenienced. It's possibly that, yes. What sort of game master would actually kill the entire... Well, would you have an entire party of one? And what sort of game master would kill a guy for trying to open a door with no forewarning, no reason to suspect that that might end poorly? No, I reject that notion. Now, I understand the atmosphere of dread and uncertainty to an extent. I understand that the sound effects and the music just make absolutely no sense and play randomly just to spook you. That much I get. But still. A lot of... oh, God. Well, I guess you could play like that, but I'm not sure if it would be that much fun for people. You know, no, I get that you can get killed if you do something stupid, and you may ultimately whine about it, but you feel deep down inside that it was your fault and you could have played better. But if you're in a scenario where you have really no way to suspect that something will trigger your death, reading up, okay, fine, reading the book might not have been the wisest of choices, I'll admit that much, but opening the front door, that's BS. Also, walking... You know, the first corridor you encounter, that's also horrible. I had the intuition that, hey, I can go through the room to the side, so presumably I'm supposed to go through the room to the side. It took me a while to figure out that there's a very good reason why you have to go through the room to the side. Now, in most sort of circumstances, you'd be in a place where you'd, I don't know, have some sort of an avalanche block your path. So, oh my goodness, you can no longer go through here. Oh, a doorknob fell off. It may make basically no sense that you can no longer exit because a doorknob fell off, but fair enough. It might be a bit contrived, but at least we get that. But to be unable to progress, because if you go forward, the floor collapses underneath you and you die with no warning to speak of, I think that's at least a smidgen unfair. Oh great, I can trade for resources, but literally at what cost? Wait a minute, how much wood do I need? 20. $42 minus 14, okay, that's 28. Bada bing, bada boom, I have the cathedral. And now I just need, 10 crystals. Right, you just need 10 crystals to upgrade the cathedral to an upgraded cathedral. Should I go for the resources? Should I go for the golem? Or should I head straight north and try to conquer a castle? Oh, it's a neutral castle, by the way. It doesn't belong to anyone, not even the barbarians. So, even though the barbarians are sneaking in over here, I can steal rock ridge off of them. The second Alone in the Dark is more action-oriented. I don't know if I should play the second Alone in the Dark, and if so, when. Maybe, just maybe, next Halloween or something. Yes, maybe I should make it customary. You know, the worst part about this is there are plenty of horror games. Absolutely classic, wonderful horror games that I could have played. I would have looked forward to and I would have enjoyed. There's one that comes to mind immediately. I could have played Dead Space. I've never played that in my entire life, but it would presumably just blow my mind. I know they're making a remake, even the original game, not the remake. Even what we get vanilla presumably would be amazing, and it would certainly be leaps and bounds ahead of Alone in the Dark. Ghost pirates, zombie... I've seen ghost pirates before. I've played the Monkey Island series, at least part of it. Oh goodness. That reminds me, I still have Tales from the Monkey Island to play through and the latest Monkey Island game. There's so much stuff out there. So much stuff indeed. Do I actually stab the sprites? No, let's just walk away from the situation and shoot them with the elves. That's the smart thing to do. Alright, there we go, and with that single strike, well, with that single additional strike, I guess, we have just acquired Blackridge. A thoroughly undeveloped sorceress's castle. Well, I can get elves reasonably easily. And further down the line, I can upgrade them to be even better elves. Fancy that. Alright. Is that really something I should... Why not? Fine. Let's get some basic elves. Get 4 of them, might as well. Waltz in, take the elves, and leave immediately. I don't have time to dawdle, I am under attack. Might as well immediately head south, try to save my castle. Or should I possibly head east, try to cut them off and get the castle instead of reconquering mine? That's a choice. Imagine having to play Alone in the Dark in 1992 with no walkthrough. Oh gee, I'm sure that would account for hours and hours of fun, wouldn't it? I still get the impression that even back in the day, my mind would not have been blown by the 3D. Just, it never was. The characters in low poly. The characters in low poly 3 just look abysmal. I guess it's just not for me. Although, I guess I can be forgiving once again if the gameplay warrants it. So I guess I'll get... Speaking of survival horror games with a Lovecraftian vibe, when I play through Signalis eventually, I might just be able to bear the low poly aesthetic. Which reminds me, I need to get through my little compilations of demos because I'm a bit behind, you see? I'm still at what? The spring thing? And of course, being the man that I am, I have made I have recorded footage of further little fests and demo festivals and all that. I just haven't put them together into compilations yet, because that takes a decent bit of effort. And as I have been repeatedly told through experience, effort just doesn't pay off. The stuff that gets most views requires the least amount of effort from me, which just kills me. I've basically spent the entire year working on that unique Polish experience thing. No dice. Estates or archery on advanced? Let's take the advanced archery. Alright then. And now I have a bit of a choice. I can either deal with Ergon to the north or Barak over here slightly more to the south. Now, if I head south, then presumably Elkan over here is going to conquer Blackridge. Now, if I head for Barak on the... Yeah, if I head for Barak, that happens. If I head for Elgon, now Barak, for all I know, will just go for my castle over here to the southwest. We'll take Scheltenberg. There are just no good options, are there? Oh no, they both decided to go south. Well, that resolves it. A remake of Alone in the Dark. There's so many remakes these days. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Oh, and I looked it up. I don't think all the Silent games are available on PC, at least in a straightforward fashion, unless you mean via the use of emulators. Which I guess, fair enough, is a way of playing them on PC. I believe it's just the later parts of the series. But yes, plenty of stuff is getting remade. I believe Silent Hill 2 is being remade by the guys basically next door. Which seems to suggest that Silent Hill 1 was already remade. Where is it then? Can you already get it? Yes, yeah. I think that's absolutely wonderful to make these wonderful games accessible to a younger audience. You know, by slightly updating their looks, mostly. I absolutely don't mind. After all, I did play the Resident Evil 1 remake rather than playing the original, and I don't mind it one bit. Silent Hill 1 was not remade, Silent Hill 2 was What? Oh no. Now, once again, being the guy I am, I'll have to play Silent Hill 1 before I play Silent Hill 2. This is going to be horrible. Oh god, Silent Hill 2 is the one I know the ending for, isn't it? Oh god. Plots are not connected. Regardless, to say it politely, I am still going to play them in order. Once again, hypothetically, I could play, say, from Heroes of Might and Magic 5, because plots are completely separate between 1 and 4 and 5 onwards. But no. Now, hypothetically, I could just go for the newest one and still no one would hold it against me. It's not like anyone holds a gun to my head and says you have to play these damn things in order. But I did! I did beat Heroes of Might and Magic 1, even though I don't have a recording to prove that. And now I'm going through 2, before heading to 3. Oh, Silent Hill 3 is a sequel to Silent Hill 1. Okay. I was about to say that it would be nice to map these things out, but presumably someone already did. I'm not looking that up, though. No, I'll just play them in order, in the most straightforward chronological order of them being made. It won't hurt. Of course they're taking the water elementals from me. Of course they are. Let's deliver reinforcements, because after all, during my turn, it is arbitrary which units I move when, so I can make use of that and move Tyro first. Now, I am not willing to sacrifice my little sawmill to red, so let's slay Barak and retake it. So I guess the only way I'm going to play Silent Hill 1 is if I use an emulator, basically. Or, you know, I can wait. Presumably they'll eventually remake Silent Hill 1. Or I could bite the bullet and just play 2, having not played 1. If I so fancy. I don't think that last option will actually materialize, so to speak. Speaking of things that are basically dematerialized anyway, like the elementals. Oh look, low morale strikes again. Which makes me wonder, as I kill units from different castles, shouldn't morale rise? But no, I think the morale stays the same, based on what units entered a given battle. I'm not going to make them happier, based on the fact that the guys from other factions just got slaughtered, even though they used to serve side by side. I think the fact that the other guys are dying ultimately balances out the fact that they didn't like them in the first place. good, because it still signifies that they're losing horribly. I need to retake Pinehurst. Anything else I need to worry about? In the near future, not really. Okay, so it's just Elgon over here and Pinehurst. Got it. Let's deal with Elgon first. The last thing I need is a hero running around recruiting elementals. I should have gone north earlier. But for all I know, there's a powerful castle over there. For all I know, there isn't. I'm about to find out, I guess. Oh, come on. High morale, so I lose more rangers. Why did I not attack the elementals? And I'm losing plenty of champions. Well, not plenty of champions, but I am losing champions. The second attack will wipe out all the orcs. Oh, and high morale means I can attack again. Let's slay absolutely all of the trolls. And of course my foe flees. I could have possibly taken him out, but never mind that. Leadership and expert. Retake the town, head north, get to the castle. Simple as that. Oh look, a couple of ogres got left over. Other than that, it's just the units recruited over here, denied to me. How unfortunate. Stones can cast. These guys, oh, they did not all go down. Never mind. Thankfully, at this point, with archery on one hand, and on the other hand, with the might of my army and the bonus artifact, I am basically an unstoppable force. The town is mine, no losses were sustained. I don't think I will be able to actually take any of these units with me, because they have all been recruited. I guess the barbarians' resources are vast. Anything of note over here? Not really. I could start trading away for crystals, but no, let's not do that. Alright, ah yes, of course, Jezebel is all the way over there on her way to Black Ridge. How annoying. I guess I'll deal with Elgon, and we'll try to deal with the two castles located around here. I presume there are two. Once I conquer them, I can go for Jezebel. The fact that I have a single primary hero, and they are just pumping out units left and right, is of course annoying, but it's par for the course. It is Heroes of Might and Magic after all. Obviously, I could insist on getting additional units in these places. What am I missing? Ah yes, the Mage Guild, fair enough. Let's recruit all the units I have at my disposal over here. Might as well. Oh look, a gold mine. That'll come in handy. And of course, there's a neat little castle of Korakstone right there. Presumably there's one castle here, a second castle there, and then there's Black Ridge that is about to be attacked. I was about to say that the castle will inevitably get taken over, but will it? Yeah, it will. These forces are overwhelming. And they are mostly ranged, so there's no way I can actually defend. No, those trolls didn't do much damage now, did they? The stats on Jezebel are absolutely pathetic. Okay, let's stay indoors and desperately try to defend. I don't think I can actually successfully defend. Especially if I just insist on using ranged units and waiting for towers to get the damage in. But I can at least weaken them. Which Resident Evil game is not on PC? Codename Veronica. Haven't seen that one on PC at all. Now, of course, it not being on PC means that I've never played it, but I've heard of it. And by I've heard of it, I mean I know the name. And that's about it. Because I hate spoilers, obviously. Oh, this is horrible. Look at this slow and painful death. The poor dwarf just marching to their demise. Ugh. That felt bad, and that was bad, but then again... It's not like I had viable alternatives. I have one mighty hero roaming the countryside. Taking out castles and heroes alike. So I can't really afford to split my army and defend over there. But thankfully, that means that I can easily take this castle. And stay the hero defending it. I've lost a single ranger. And for my trouble I get pathfinding unadvanced. I now control the castle of... Korakstone, yes. I will not even bother memorizing the names of these castles. Because there's basically no point. I could get some of these units, but they're basically useless. Hold on, is there a mage guild over there? Yes, there is. Including a lightning bolt. I might as well learn that spell. I might as well buy Hector a spell book. It's not like it'll have a deleterious effect. It's not like learning a thing or two is gonna hurt him. Alright, fine. So recruit some units over here, if for no other reason than to be able to defend... To be able to defend more efficiently than I was all the way to the north. Might as well get all the fortifications. And by fortifications, I do literally mean everything including the fortifications. Let's prepare Tyro for the inevitable siege. As you can see, red heroes are busy little bees over there. There are of course unflagged mines over here. Oh fine, I will take the gold mine. Not letting that slide, or not retaining a gold mine. And soon enough I shall attack Crack Hack. They're of course heading south to conquer my primary castle, but little do they know I'm on my way. Well, presumably they do know, but... it doesn't matter, it makes absolutely no difference. Yeah, disrupting ray, whatever. None of this matters, this army is paltry, the artifacts give such immense protection that this, ultimately, is just a formality. The conclusion over here is completely and utterly foregone. But we are not foregoing it, because we have to go through all of the motions. Unless I click on auto battling. I lost 10 rangers and gained control of the castle of Willow. What a cute little name. Let's upgrade the Adobe. Not recruit anything because everything is gone. And thus the barbarians are in a bit of a bind. They are of course heading south. I'm chasing after them. But the only castle they control is this one. Meaning they can only pump out heroes from here. And these heroes, as much as they may be desperate to head south, are not even that powerful anyway. Fine, let's get 10 crusaders without upgrading them. It's better than just holding on to peasants. And now let's go after heroes before going after the castle. Oh, they're unwilling to fight the lots of steel golems. How delectable. How absolutely fabulous. Oh, and they of course decide to go around my hero in order to retake the precious castle. Not gonna happen. He's got both pathfinding and logistics. The enemy heroes will be intercepted and then dispatched. Disrupting ray, of course. They love that silly little disrupting ray, don't they? Of course, if the battle is prolonged and you have enough spell power and enough knowledge, you can just keep spamming it and you just may benefit in some fashion, I guess. But of course that never happens. Every damn time. Oh, I got an artifact out of the deal, a stealth shield of protection. Yeah, most of the time, all you face are miserable tiny little heroes with basically no army behind them, no stats to back it up. And they cast a silly little disrupting ray. Okay, blind is a bit of an advanced move comparatively, because blind can actually help you. You target that enormous stack, it gets blinded, it's out of combat. Unless someone can dispel it, which they mostly cannot. Fair enough, blind is respectable. The disrupting ray is more of a sign of desperation as far as I'm concerned. No losses will sustain though. Wisdom or ballistics, let's take ballistics, it's not like it matters anyway. Let's go up north, fight Castor and get this over with. Ending the turn, fighting Castor. Let's see now. Of course, my spells aren't particularly mighty, because Hector is a knight, not a wizard. He is but a simple man, leading an army. But that's okay. It's not like there's any chance of me actually failing here, is there? How could you possibly lose this? Even if you were to pick targets at random, you would still win eventually. Actually, you could possibly just wait, and they presumably would eventually come at you as they run out of ammo, as we have established. Okay, fine. Castor is gone. The red player has been vanquished.
Alas, Krager has already retrieved the second piece from Glaive Isle, and all that remains is to race for the northern waste to seek out the last piece. Whoever regains this piece will have an advantage when it comes time to bring the traitor to ground. Curiously, our scouts have returned with strange tales of verdant green lands in midst of the snowy wastes. Whether these tales are true or merely the ramblings of snow-blinded travelers, none can tell.
And that's it! That's Mission 5! And with that being Mission 5, that's all of it. That's all of the Price of Loyalty's campaign, called Price of Loyalty, for Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Of course, that's not everything as far as all the campaigns are concerned, and I will look into possibly playing this with a remade engine. But considering the fact that the AI has been overhauled, I have my doubts at times, because it might just be a smidgen too smart at this point. But I'll see, I'll at least consider it. But that comes later. For now, thank you kindly for watching. I do appreciate the fact that you've decided to stick with me, and you will see me elsewhere.